Well, Allie, we are so excited to have you on our show today. I am really excited to flip the tables on you because you actually were our tutor at one point in time, and we were in your arena, and you taught us how to play the game Mahjong. Did I say that right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yes.
Good job.
I was just telling you, and I feel like we should turn this into like a coffee drinking game. Every time Tam says it wrong in
Yeah.
this episode, drink your coffee.
Yep.
We're all going to be highly caffeinated at the end of it. But I am just excited to get to talk to you. I know that whenever we were being tutored by you, I had to hold back a lot of my questions
Yep.
to save them for the pod. So I
Absolutely.
probably came off very stoic, which is so nice.
I wouldn't go that far, but
Definitely not, Sam. You don't know how to be stoic. Come on.
I think I actually know what the word means. I think I just tossed that out, hoping that it was.
Well, we are so happy to have you, Allie, and you're an
thanks for
amazing
having
teacher. Just
me.
throwing that out there. But yes, we're so excited to chat with you today and hear all about what you're up to, but also more about you
Mhm.
as a person. So, if you want to first just give us a little background on, you could start with maybe how you came to start Magpie, or even before that, what you were doing,
Oh
what you're up
yeah,
to.
I want to know the before.
Yeah,
What was
yeah,
Adam
Sure.
like before
yeah.
Magpie?
Before Mahjong changed my
Yes,
life.
yes, please.
So I'm Allie. I'm 30 something stay-at-home mom. I've been a stay-at-home mom for almost 4 years now, which is kind of wild to say. It's gone by really fast. But before that, I worked in fashion e-commerce for a decade and built my career in that. And so ever since I was a kid, I've always kind of wanted to be an entrepreneur, but didn't necessarily have the right business idea or something that really drove me to do that. And so this is kind of my small way to be an entrepreneur while still being a stay-at-home mom and kind of turning my monetizing my hobby, which I did listen to your
Yeah.
podcast episode on that. I guess it's the millennial in me. I cannot hold
Yep.
back
Hard
monetizing my
blood.
hobby.
Hmm.
But it was just earlier this year that I went to a neighbor's house for a Mahjong lesson. It was a Mahjong 101. There is a boutique here in Webster Groves, Missouri, Paisley Boutique, and the owner there, Stacy, she sells all the products. So she herself became a certified teacher and was doing lessons and kind of getting going with that. So she taught me. And really, just from that first night, I fell in love with this game. I'd heard about it for years and always was curious about it and wanted to play. But to be honest, I only knew like older women that played it. None of my friends growing up, maybe they're like grandmas or bubbies played it, but like they didn't play it.
Mhm.
So there just weren't many opportunities to play. And I noticed during COVID, some women I followed in Dallas were starting to play and playing with these beautiful new sets of tiles. And that it was starting to pick up traction there with a new generation of players. And so that's spread to Missouri now. I live in St. Louis. And yeah, so it just started with taking a lesson at my neighbor's house. A few days later, I went to an open play. I was nervous to go alone, but everyone was so nice and welcoming. And ever since that, I just went all in on learning Mahjong, playing as much as I could, really fell in love with it. And I wanted to teach my friends. So they were my initial guinea pigs for testing out a lesson plan. I've always enjoyed guiding people and teaching people. And so I thought, I could do this. I had taken some lessons myself, and those were great lessons, but I thought I could do it equally as well, if maybe not better or just differently. And so I started by teaching my friends. And once I'd kind of crafted a good lesson that I thought made sense, I thought, why not start a little business and start teaching everyone that I can in the area? So there aren't that
And
many
it
teachers
has just
here.
kind of exploded, it seems like, right? It seems like your
Yes,
schedule's already very busy and it's really taking off. Yeah.
yes. So I have public lessons at least a couple times a month. I partner with different businesses. I've really tried to partner with especially female owned local businesses. So I've had lessons at Crema Coffee House in Central West End, which is a mom owned business, and also Maypop Garden Shop and Coffee Shop in Webster Groves. And that's also a mom owned business. So that's going really well. And then I also do private lessons. So
Wow,
it's been really fun to
you're
go
pretty busy.
into,
Yeah.
yeah, I've been
That's
fully
amazing.
booked.
Yeah.
I'm booked through December, now booking for January and February. But
Wow.
yeah, it's really taken off. And it's just having a moment. The game has had a lot of national
Yeah.
attention as well. So, sort of just riding this wave, trying to teach as many people as I can. For me, I love playing so much. So, also selfishly, I just
Yeah.
want to teach as many people
Yeah.
as I can so
Yeah.
that we can get more people playing and have fun.
Absolutely. Do you feel like do you still feel like you enjoy it as much as you did when you first started now that you're teaching it? Or more even?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And what's interesting about this game is the rules stay the same, but every year there's an organization in New York City called the National Mahjong League, and they come out with a card every year that changes the winning patterns. So the ways to win the game changes every year. So I'm in my second card now. I learned on the 2024 card. I've been teaching the 2025 card, and now I'm going to have the 2026 card come out. And that will sort of be a new dimension to approaching the game now that I'm a teacher too. Like, I'm going to have to get that card early and really start studying it if I'm
Yeah.
going to be able to teach it. So
Oh
that
yeah, I
will be
bet that is
interesting too.
challenging as a
Mhm.
teacher because you do need to probably know those pretty well, like in your head,
Yes,
right? And for those of
totally.
you listening that have never played Mahjong, me and Tam had never until recently with
Mhm.
Allie. And it is what is such a cool game, and we're hooked now too. And we're like talking
Yes.
about how we want to go to one of your classes,
Mhm.
or open plays. But it is like not just a board, I don't know, not just a board game. I feel like it's truly like a mental exercise of, and we haven't even gotten to the point where we can strategize. But I feel like it hits so many points. The game is so cool because you're connecting with other people, like it's a
Mhm.
group play thing, right?
Mhm.
And usually, is there usually multiple tables in an open play, so there's like you
Yeah,
can meet a lot of women, and then just I
definitely.
feel like those cards in itself are like
Mhm.
just like a mental
Actually,
exercise to,
I feel like it just totally matches. It fits in with the corporate TAM. Like it gives
yeah,
me a little
it does
like
give you that
corporate TAM
challenge
in there.
of just I don't know, it's a little more than just a regular game.
Hmm.
Um,
Definitely.
I wanted to step back to when
Hmm.
you've been a stay-at-home mom for several years and you decided to start playing just for fun.
Hmm.
What was it that you were seeking at that point?
Right.
Had you gotten to a point in your life where you're like, okay, I'm gotten over that early childhood or that postpartum era and I'm ready
Mhm.
to branch out? Or what were
Yes.
you seeking when you decided to start playing initially?
Great question. Same.
Yeah. I think I'm always that person that I really value female friendships. And I've tried really hard. It's hard sometimes as a mom, as you guys know, you don't want to lose yourself in motherhood. So you still want to maintain your identity just as yourself with your friendships. Making time for that can be really hard. So I have a monthly dinner club, a monthly book club. Like I try to almost combine hobbies with like friend dates and
Yeah,
ways to build community.
definitely.
So like I love reading. I've always been a ferocious reader, but in adulthood or motherhood, it's hard to be a reader. So really I have to have like my monthly book club to make sure I'm reading. I have to connect like my hobby to an excuse to get together with other women and build community and female friendship. So to me, I loved the idea of mahjong. What appealed to me a lot was I love games and puzzles, and that's such a big piece of it. But also, you're sitting down with your girlfriends to play. You can play four players, or you could have a room full of tables playing and mix around. So for me, it was a fun excuse to like put down my phone and go have a girls' night or meet new people at an open play. I've gone to so many open plays by myself and have met women in St. Louis and built relationships that way just by playing mahjong. And it's nice because you're doing something, there's an activity. So if you're someone that's kind of anxious about small talk, like you don't have to worry too much about that. It's not like a cold date where you're sitting down and
Yeah, it
like
takes the
there's
pressure
nothing to
off.
do but like
Yep.
stare at each other. There's something
Yep.
to kind of bond over and distract. So yeah, for me, it's just like mahjong, kind of a combination of all my favorite things, like gameplay, puzzles, hosting. You could build a beautiful tablescape. I love decorating, so there's a piece of that to it too. And then just having an excuse to get women together and play and have a fun night.
Absolutely. You
Yeah.
pointing out the fact that there is a tablescape to it as
Hmm.
well is you're absolutely right. I really like want to encourage all of the listeners to go and just look on Instagram for all these pictures
Yeah.
of
There's some
Mahjong
beautiful,
Nice.
yes.
because it really does. I
Hmm.
think you're right. I think it does tap into like a hosting type mentality where you really do have to think of the scenery, the ambiance, the seating. There's even
Yeah.
seating
Totally.
arrangements. But there's also like this ASMR element to it too with the tiles that I feel like can be really
Hmm.
attractive to people who are really into
Yeah.
that.
There's a lot of beautiful aspects of the game for sure.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Um, as one thing I'm very curious about. So you have clearly found a way to carve out all these hobbies in your life, which is wonderful. Like you are our target, like market, or like ideal person. Like it's awesome that and you found ways to keep yourself accountable, which is kind of what you were alluding to with like having these things like with your friends that are set on your
Mhm.
calendar. How do you balance that being a stay-at-home mom and like do you have a lot of, I mean, you must have a lot of support.
Mhm.
How do you balance scheduling with your significant other or whoever's helping you with your kids? Do you have any advice for
Yeah.
women that would like to add some things like that into their life?
I'm just very lucky. My husband is very much an equal partner,
Yeah.
an equal parent. Um, and I mean, part of that is I could not be with someone where I couldn't just leave to go to a dinner with friends and I'm not making a list like you've got to check this before bedtime. Like he knows how to do everything for our kids that I do. So I think that helps a lot.
Mhm.
And then I mean, I'm sure most couples do this, but we both have iPhones and we both just have a shared calendar.
Mhm.
And we always check with each other first, but it's sort of like first person to put something on the calendar kind of claims that night. And I make sure it stays balanced. And I don't want to be gone from home that often either, but we kind of keep things balanced that way. So if I put something on the calendar, like Allie has book club Wednesday night, then he knows he's going to be home on kid duty. And yeah, we just go back and forth that way. It also helps. I'm not from St. Louis originally, and a big reason we moved here is my husband's parents are here. So usually at least once a week, one of my boys will be at their grandparents' house, which is so nice because it gives me a little solo time to get some stuff done around the house or run errands without kids tagging along.
Yeah.
But I definitely don't balance it well. Like right now, my house is a mess and I definitely have laundry to do. And I don't know. We're just in a season of life where I have an almost 5 year old and almost 2 year old where things just aren't going to be perfect, but I'd rather do fun things with my kids, have a book club with my friends, have a date night with my husband than have like a perfectly organized home and
I think that's
things like
amazing. I
that.
mean, that's like
Say,
what we preach all the time is because it's so easy to get stuck in the opposite side of that, right?
yeah,
Where you're not doing anything for yourself and you're doing everything for everybody else. So
absolutely.
kudos to you for
Yeah.
finding that. That's
Thanks.
amazing. Yeah.
So I didn't realize that you weren't local, and I find it so interesting that you moved here and immediately were jumping into like friend groups to kind of spearhead that. Was that something that came out of a necessity when you moved here to make those friend
Yeah,
groups, or?
I think I got really lucky. I joined the Junior League of St. Louis when I moved here. I had joined in Kansas City the year prior, but it was COVID. So that was a very different experience as a new member. And so I rejoined when I moved here. And fortunately, just in my new member class, there were a lot of similar like minded moms and transplants who wanted to make friends, especially coming out of that like COVID bubble. We were all just
Mhm.
yearning to form friendships again and meet new people. And so we kind of took it upon ourselves to start to organize like a book club, a dinner club, get togethers, play dates with our kids. And so from that and kind of putting myself out there, which can feel uncomfortable a lot, I just got lucky and met some great friends here. But St. Louis, not to get too insular, it is an interesting place to move as a transplant because there are people that have lived here for generations and have their built in friends from high school, grade school. And it can be hard to kind of crack into that. But
But it sounds like you were diligent. I mean, it doesn't sound like you don't shy away from the challenge of connecting with people, which is kind of what it sounds like you thrive in.
Yeah. It's
So I want to hear a little bit more about um, when you so trying a hobby. Okay,
hmm
I've been trying to do hobbies for what 2 years
hmm
now, and I can confidently tell you I cannot teach anyone how to do any one of the hobbies that I have. Can you tell me a little bit about how you got to that point where you were like, I've got this, I'm ready to teach people, and what that looked like? Not even just for you switching to maybe wanting to do that entrepreneurial side, but also like you as a mom at home and having that confidence.
I think I honestly had to get past imposter syndrome and just think, why not? Like, I know this game inside and out. Not to toot my own horn, but I'm really good at this game. Like, I know it well. I win a lot.
You
I
do.
can explain it well to other people. And so, why not just try it? Like,
Mhm.
what's the worst that can happen? It kind of was born out of necessity, too, because there just aren't that many teachers here. And the ones that are here are great, but they're busy too. Or their classes get booked up. And I had a big group of friends that wanted to learn. So I thought, why not
hmm
try it out?
Hmm.
And so I just kind of went for it. I just thought, it doesn't matter that I don't have a teaching background or that I haven't played this game for 20 years. Like,
Yeah.
I know it well. I've played it a lot. why not me? So
That's
I just
amazing. I mean,
kind of had to put myself out there and
yeah.
not be embarrassed also that, people might be like, who does she think she is? But
Mhm.
Yeah, I
oh
mean, it
well.
definitely sounds like you just really listened to your intuition
Mhm.
and just went for it. That's so cool.
Well, and then
I-
you even talk about how like breaking into the St. Louis social circles were a little bit challenging for you, but it's interesting
Mm.
that now you're the person that's creating
right?
it.
That's true.
And you're like setting the tone of what that looks like in our community. So for people like us who are really trying to explore hobbies and I haven't met any gatekeeping yet, but
Hmm.
I feel like you're setting a really great tone in this local area of there is no gatekeeping. It's very open,
Hmm.
and I really like the fact that you talked about the generational aspect of mahjong.
Yeah,
Mahjong, yes,
right.
like good.
Yes.
Sorry, no coffee, ladies.
Yeah, that is cool. I know we connected with some women in Dallas too, Bamberg, and which we'll be talking to them on another episode, but I was talking to them recently about how they're like Dallas is kind of the hub for Mahjong. Do you agree like that's a really huge hot spot for it? And
It
why
seems
is that,
Yeah, it seems to be for some of these newer companies that sort
Yeah.
of are giving a modern flair to the
Yeah.
game. Like Oh My Mahjong is a company. I have a lot of their products. The Mahjong line, Bamberg Boutique, beautiful products. They're
Hmm.
all based in Dallas. And I don't know why
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
because to me also Mahjong is so much a traditional game
Mhm.
for Jewish
Right.
communities.
Mm.
Yeah.
And obviously, there's huge Jewish communities in northern and eastern cities like
Hmm.
New York and
Yep.
Chicago. Um, so I don't know. I don't know why Dallas has become like a modern hub, but it's great.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I have another question back to your experiences. When you first started doing this and taking all this on and it's kind of exploded, have
Yeah.
you had any difficulty feeling like mom guilt
Mm.
as
Great
just a
question.
woman taking all that?
Yeah.
Yeah. We
Um,
talk a lot about that on our.
I probably should have more mom
No,
guilt.
there's no
I
right or
No.
wrong answer
I
here. Good for you for not, because you shouldn't. You shouldn't actually.
so for some reason I just don't get a lot of mom guilt
That's awesome.
in ever. But what I do get more guilt for is not that he says anything, but I've been gone a lot teaching mahjong, and my husband's been taking on more of the brunt of childcare and being home. And he doesn't mind it, but I feel more guilty about that he has to take on more of the load at night now. But
Sure. Well, at
but
least
my
you guys
boys,
like.
they could care less. They love having a boys' night where mom's
Oh,
gone
oh.
playing mahjong or teaching mahjong,
Well,
and they just get to watch a movie with dad.
yeah, that's awesome. I mean, if you're happy, that's good for everybody, right? If you're like we talk so much about that. If your
Mhm.
cup is full, then you're able to better show up for everybody and take care of them. So it sounds like a really good balance with
Mm.
all of that. That's awesome.
Absolutely. So when you're teaching mahjong, do you feel like there is a very certain type of woman that is coming to look to get into the mahjong world? Have you found any trends at all?
Honestly, it's been really varied, especially in age. I've had all different ages in all of my classes. There's definitely some younger women that I think are seeing it on Instagram and seeing more of like the trendy products, and that's appealing to them. And so then they're hearing about mahjong and coming to class. Um, but really, there's been a huge mix of people coming, and have had men come to my class too. It's not just for women.
Yeah,
So
Great.
sure.
I
Yeah,
would
there's
love to
a
do
point.
more.
Yeah.
I would love to have like a couples class where
Yeah, you should
men
have.
feel
We
comfortable
want to
coming.
teach
They
our
won't be the
husbands.
only men. Yeah, I know. I've taught my husband, and I'm always working on him to play with me more. I think he's a little intimidated by it, to be honest, and he's not instantly good at it, so therefore
Oh,
he's
yes.
he doesn't want to play it. But
Yeah.
I think husbands would really enjoy it
Hmm.
if they would come as well.
Hmm.
But yeah, so no, I haven't. No, it's been all across the board. I haven't noticed a strong trend.
Awesome. Now you've obviously taken a hobby and monetized it. We talked about that. Have
Yeah.
does this change the way that you create creative time for you at home now versus using that hobby that you've just now monetized successfully?
Or does it fill your cup in both aspects and you
Yeah.
don't?
Yeah. It is filling my cup right now.
Yeah.
I think right now I'm probably doing it a little more than I had initially planned to. But right now it's just having such a moment that I feel like there's a huge demand to learn, and I'm just riding the momentum and riding the wave of that. I think it would hopefully in the new year in spring, I'll maybe limit myself a little to just teaching once or twice a week and have a little bit more balance. But right now, I'm just embracing that I'm in a season where I'm having fun.
Mhm.
Half the fun for me is building this little business too. It's kind of scratching an itch that I maybe didn't realize I was missing as much from my career now that I'm a stay-at-home mom. And it's been fun too. I think any small business owner will tell you that social media is now almost a second job
Yeah,
because you really
definitely.
have to promote yourself.
Mhm.
And so making reels and posts and graphics, that's also kind of scratching a creative itch for
Mhm.
me. So
Mhm.
right now it is filling my cup. I wouldn't say I'm very well balanced with with like home life, doing this little business and social time with friends or my husband, but it's just a few months and we'll see and I'm
Yeah.
going to adjust again. But yeah, no, right now it's been really fun.
I
That's
think it's
awesome.
fantastic. It sounds
Mhm.
like you're listening to yourself and
Mhm.
already very aware of making sure that you don't burn out or lose that creative aspect that we typically say you
Mhm.
should be very mindful of when monetizing a hobby. You
Mhm.
really are like like the gold star of what we're
I
trying to
don't know.
say.
Maybe I just think it well.
No.
No, you're
I mean, yeah, yeah, absolutely. One question I was wanted to ask you when we were together, the brand Magpie, can you tell us where that name
oh
came from?
yes.
Yes. So a little backstory on Mahjong as well. Mahjong means sparrow. And I know this might be hard for listeners, but when you're playing the game, you're playing with tiles and they have very much a sensory feel and it is like ASMR. It really sounds like the twitter of birds. It's a beautiful sound. And so that's where the game gets its name from sparrows, from that bird song, from twittering of birds. And my maiden name actually means magpie. And I've always loved those birds because they're known for being really intelligent, social. They do puzzles. They're kind of cheeky. They're kind of mischievous. They like shiny things. And so it just kind of clicked for me that, how funny that my name means this fun little bird. And then this game has so much bird imagery and is named after birds. And so when I was looking for a brand name that I identified with, it just clicked for me. So,
Oh,
yeah,
I
so
love that.
Magpie.
Perfect.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
I
Yeah,
don't work in
so
marketing, no.
Right? No kidding.
That's great.
No, no, it's that's amazing. And like it's crazy how much of this really kind of just aligned. Well,
Hmm.
and I don't want to say aligned because it makes it sound like it was just like all luck, but that's not what happened here.
Yeah.
Like you are a very like
Intentional.
yes,
Hmm.
intentional person, go getter, and you're really smart about how you approach not even just your business life, but just your personal life too. You're very attentive and aware of your boundaries. And I think that's a really good thing to make sure that our listeners
Hmm.
really take into consideration whenever they're trying to explore hobbies or if they're wanting to monetize them, is just that keep like looking
Yeah.
internally. And
Yeah.
that's exactly what you do every time. And look at the success that you've had from doing that.
Yeah, I think it's very inspirational for
Mm-hmm.
all of us because of exactly what Tam just said. Because I think so many of us get caught up in the day to day and it just almost overshadows our inner dialogue, right? Or what we really
mhm.
want out of life. And just seems like you found a way to really like hone in on that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Do you have any like thoughts on that, on how you feel like you've been able to really, I don't know, prioritize like yourself just on that trajectory,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
like that we haven't really touched on?
I just think I'm really lucky with the support I
Yeah.
have because my husband is a great support. And um, yeah, I just definitely couldn't take on an outside gig in addition to
Yeah.
being a stay-at-home mom during the day if he wasn't on board to support me. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
that's been
Absolutely.
really helpful.
That's awesome.
I
Oh,
think that's great.
that's good.
So, okay, so say, well, okay, I would say I already was a student in your class, but let's say I wasn't a student in your class already,
Yes.
and I'm coming in and I'm getting tutored by you. What is the tone or the feeling that you're wanting your students to feel when they're in the space and when they leave the space?
Sure. So Mahjong's a complicated game. There's a lot of rules. I think some people come to my class and they're expecting, oh, it's like a board game. It's going to be really straightforward and easy.
Mm.
And it gets there eventually. But at first, you kind of have to buckle in for, I'm going to be confused. I'm going to be a little uncomfortable learning this.
Mm-hmm.
There aren't many times in adulthood that we really get to learn new things. So I
Hmm.
think it is helpful to kind of put yourself out of your comfort zone and learn something new. But I really try to break it down in my lessons so that I'm breaking down this very complicated game into small, easy to digest portions that we build upon. So I'm hoping that maybe you're a little nervous at first, but then once you're there, hopefully I'm a warm, inviting teacher. You feel relaxed, you start to have fun. It starts to click the more we're learning and playing. So it's at the end of the day, it's a game. I want people to come and have fun and be
Mhm.
social. And my goal with, especially with my 101 class, is to give you a really good foundation of the game and the basics, the fundamentals, so that you can build upon it as you start to play more. So yeah, I want people to feel like they're going to hang out with friends, maybe meet new friends, want it to be warm, inviting, comfortable. And my favorite thing is when I've broken down something that's complicated and it starts to click with people and they get excited and they tell me they're having so much fun. Like that really fills my cup.
Yeah. I would be a testimonial to you that that's exact 100% the experience that we had or I had with you. So,
Oh, thank
yeah,
you.
absolutely. No, I feel like it could get really confusing and frustrating if you didn't have the right teacher. And you definitely, the way you break it down in the beginning was, it was just, it made it flow so easily, right into the, and getting us starting playing like right away. Like that was so nice. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we were able to drink some wine during it, which was nice.
Yes,
And it
yes.
wasn't like, it
Well,
wasn't
no, not much because I realized very early on, I was like, I'm gonna need all of my brain cells.
true, but I think if we got another few games, we would probably be okay.
I didn't want to stop. I
Yeah,
remember
I
that there
agree.
was a
Yeah.
point in time where I think Erin, you were the one that was being very mindful of the time. Thank you for that. Because I was not. And when you're like, well, we're wrapping up, I was like, no. Yeah,
It is
no.
really a game like that I feel like you could play for like a whole
I was lost in
afternoon.
time.
Like
Yeah.
truly,
Totally
yeah.
lost in time.
It
What
was
was it?
really
2 hours
fun.
I think we spent
Two
together.
and a half or something. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I think I could easily see us playing for like 4 hours, no problem. And time went
totally.
by so fast. So how long are
Yes.
your 101 classes when you do like the big group open play? Do you usually like,
Yeah, usually about three
yeah,
hours for 101,
yeah.
102, which is just building on what we learn in 101, 2 to 3 hours
Mhm.
maybe. Kind of depends on the group size too. If I do private lessons as small as just 4 people, as large as 16 people. So if it's just one table, if it clicks early, like with you guys, it was clicking really early. You're also smart women, so you caught
Oh,
on to
I
it
was going
quickly.
to ask, but I didn't know if I wanted to know the answer to that.
So, but we were able to play, I think, two or maybe even three
yeah.
games
Mhm.
because it was just moving quicker. So it just really depends on the group. But yeah, I always say at least reserve 3 hours for
Yeah.
the first lesson.
Awesome.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Well,
Allie, I think you're
yeah,
fantastic.
absolutely.
Like
Mhm.
Erin said, we can absolutely attest that what you did bring was absolute warmth, openness, and inclusivity, which
Yeah.
I think is really amazing.
Yeah.
And I really support being a member of the St. Louis community and
Yeah.
really appreciate
Mhm.
hearing that there's folks like you out there that are promoting that hobby energy. As a millennial mom as well, so you're relatable. And so we're just so excited that you were able to spend time with us,
Yeah.
teaching us how to play the game, but also taking the time out. I know your little one's napping,
Yeah.
so we're trying to get your
Oh no, you're
interview
totally
in.
fine. Thank you. No, keep
Yeah.
hyping me up. This
Yeah,
is
no,
great.
it's true though. We really have enjoyed like connecting with you and all, and we obviously hope to stay connected going forward.
Yes.
We'd love for you to share where people can find you on socials, or if you have a website. Do you want to share
Yes,
that?
absolutely. So please follow me on Instagram. It's Magpie Mahjong. So it's MAGPIE MAHJONG.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hoping to start building that up a bit more to having like instructional videos and how-tos and things.
Oh,
But right now it's pretty much localized to St. Louis to the events we have going on. And I also have a website, magpiemahjong.com, and a Facebook page. So that's where you can find out about all my upcoming events and lessons and all the things.
Awesome. And then
awesome.
you alluded to you might do some online stuff to reach more people eventually. That's kind of, is that,
Yes, I
yeah,
would love to
yeah.
because that was when I was starting to play too. I loved watching reels and
Mhm.
TikToks and YouTube videos. And so I would love to be able to do some of that too.
Oh,
We'll
yeah.
see.
Yeah, there's lots of possibilities for you.
Because all the
Yeah.
I feel like there's endless
Yeah.
possibilities of
True,
sounds. I
true.
was brainstorming some reels while
Yeah.
we were sitting
Yeah.
here talking. I'll share them with you
I mean,
later.
I went back and just like was looking through our photos and like our videos, like this is so entertaining. Just
Oh my God, there was
so
one
yeah.
Yeah.
So
particular
I think
video
yeah.
where the wall came out, and I made a comment, and I
Oh
was
yeah.
like, let's not put that on.
He has some interesting commentary, Tam.
Why do I do that?
But no, we really appreciate you being on today, Allie, and we know that our listeners are gonna be super inspired by this, and I'm sure that you're gonna get some people interested in playing.
Yes.
So,
Let us
yep.
know
I
when
would
you have
love
pro
that.
plays. We'll be following because
Yeah,
we'll probably be
definitely.
stepping in.
Yeah.
We both have been
Yes,
craving a game since we
Hmm.
did our lesson, and
Hmm.
we're like, we need somebody to play with us.
Yep.
definitely. Well, I do have one coming up at Maypop in Webster
Sure.
Groves, December 30th. It's going to
Awesome.
be kind of a festive sort of New
Ooh.
Year's Eve themed night, Bams and Bubbly.
Fun.
So please come to that.
Yes.
Yes.
That sounds super fun. How many people
Yes.
will be at that? Like, is that what's the max on?
So we have 24 seats available for
Okay.
that.
Oh, fun. That'll be
Well,
fun.
Yes.
actually, that
That
brings up
sounds
a
super
question.
fun.
I have a final question. What's the max number of people that one instructor can teach at one time? Is
Mm.
there a max?
I don't know that there's a max. I've helped out in classes that had 40 people, so that's a big group, but I think if you have helpers assigned to the tables to help move people along, that is doable. I personally like teaching up to 16.
Yeah.
Um, Beyond that, I probably would want to bring in someone to help me, just to make sure everyone's getting attention and their questions are answered. There's a lot, as you guys have learned, there's a lot of formality and movement to the game. There's a certain way you deal, there's a certain way you push out the walls. So I think it helps to have an instructor that's hands-on and can lean over to your table and show you what to do quickly. So I prefer smaller classes personally. So all of my public classes are just 16 people. And then I also do privates anywhere from 3 people to 16 people.
Nice.
Great.
Awesome. Well, I feel like this was an awesome conversation and appreciate you again, your time today. So we'll let you go, but definitely listeners come or, check out Allie and her Magpie Mahjong. Mahjong. What is wrong with me? With Mahjong, for some reason, the name just trips me up. I don't, anyways,
I totally get it.
yeah, it's been great.
That's wonderful, Allie. Thank you
Thanks so
so much
much for
for
having
stopping
me
by.
on.
Thank
We'll be
It
in
you.
was
touch
great to
soon.
talk to you guys.
Yes. All right. Bye.
Bye.